What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Run It Up podcast here on the Blue Wire Podcast Network and Blue Wire Hustle. I am your host, Najee Adams. This is season 2 here, baby. You feel what I'm saying? Season 2. Before we get into everything, today we're doing like a live mock draft, but season 2 is going to be primarily kind of like fantasy football stuff because that's a huge passion of mine. And it's, it's that time of the year, you feel me? Until we get back into basketball season, we're still going to talk about other pop culture stuff, still going to do Song of the Week, all the other stuff. Speaking of Song of the Week, if y'all haven't checked out the playlist, I tweeted that out. So go check out the season 1 Song of the Week playlist. We got my boy on the pod today, Justice Reed. I'm trying to slide through all this because I got like 12 people in the mock draft lobby. I don't want to keep them. I don't want to keep them waiting. So we try and get through all of this. Today, we're doing a half PPR 12-man mock draft. I'm going to share the screen so you guys will be able to see it. Me and Justice are doing 2 very different strategies. Justice is going to I'm doing like a running back heavy approach at the number 4 pick. And Justice, what strategy you going with, bro?
I'm probably going to try to balance it out. But I'd say I'd probably lean wide receiver heavy just because where I'm at in the draft at the 9 spot is just tough to get a great running back. So
cool. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, start it up. Hopefully this whole share screen thing works the way I think it do. But share, there we go. If you're seeing the draft screen now, things worked out successfully. If you're not, then I'm sorry in advance. You still here, Justice?
I'm here.
Perfect. All right, so cool. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to start it up. I am the 104. We have one bot in here. Outside of that, we have my friend Spencer at 1, Kyler, who's a part of Blue Wire Hustle, at 3, a bot at 2, myself at 4, Colton and Luke, who are Justice's mans, at 5 and 6. Jalal, you already know Jalal. He's at 7. Alex is also Justice's man's at 8. We got the man himself, Justice, at 9. My friend Daniel at 10. My friend Hunter at 11. And Sean 5000 is also part of Blue Wire Hustle. He was on one of my earlier episodes. He is at 12. So we're finna start it up and we're gonna see what happens. Let's get it. Woo, there we go. I feel so much. I felt so bad, like trying to like just leaving them there. You feel me?
All right. So why they going through number 1 since it's chalk? Give me your song of the week, bro.
Oh, this is look at you, my boy. My song of the week is actually, they started team. See, this is why Sleeper is sometimes cheeks, bro. So I'll give you my song of the week in a minute. But so number 1 went Christian McCaffrey. I feel like that is easily been like that's a chalk pick. Everybody knows CMC is the number 1 fantasy player right now. He's going to be he has the highest chances of ending up as the overall RB1. Sleeper, the bot, took Nick Chubb at 2. So that's why we wanted to do it with 12-year-old people, but we couldn't find a 12. So, we're just going to have to deal with that. I could change the pick, but we're just going to leave it organic. My boy Kyler took Dalvin Cook at 3. At 4, Derrick Henry and Kamara are both here. Typically, one of them wouldn't be, but personally, I like Derrick Henry more just because I know the volume is there. When it comes to Kamara and the whole Saints offense, I know he's going to get the volume. I know he's going to get the rock a whole bunch of times, but that Saints offense has a good chance of being absolutely horrible. So whereas with the Titans offense, I have a good amount of faith in Ryan Tannehill and AJ Brown and why am I forgetting his name? Julio Jones to, keep that offense going, keep the offense pushing. And although Derrick Henry is going to get the rock 10,000 times, I don't think he's going to get injured. He's just a fucking tank. And so I'm going to go ahead and take Derrick Henry at 4. After me went Alvin Kamara, Jonathan Taylor at the 1-6, Ezekiel Elliott at the 1-7, Saquon Barkley at the 1-8, and now we have Justice on the board at the 109. What are you thinking right now, bro?
All right, so my thing is, there's Aaron Jones, and after that you get a bunch of running backs. So I think Eckler's a first-round running back quality, but he had a health issue last year. So for me, I'm always going to look to have the best player I possibly can at their position. That gives me an edge amongst other people, and I think the easy choice here is Davante Adams at 9. Go ahead and slide out with the wide receiver 1. What is he? 10 touchdown pace the last 4 years, 1,600 yards or something like that. I just think Davante is the easy wide receiver 1 this year.
No, I'm with you. I think someone who I think is a dark horse for wide receiver 1, who obviously probably is not going to make it back to me, is Calvin Ridley. But I think
Absolutely.
Like if I was a betting man, I'd put my bread on Devontae Adams to finish as the wide receiver one. Aaron Rodgers, as much as people want to say that he's washed and he's not going to have as great a year as last year, the man has something to prove. Devontae Adams is the best receiver in the league when it comes to routes, when it comes to separation, when it comes to everything. He's just the overall best receiver in the league, and usually that typically correlates pretty well to fantasy success.
So let me go over this real quick. So instead of us going pick by pick, since y'all are watching live, you can kind of tell. So Eckler went right after Devontae. And for all the other guys who are drafting in their leagues, I think that's a good spot for Eckler. If you're at 10 and you're looking at the receivers, you're looking at Eckler, and then you get to Tyreek. Hopefully Devontae doesn't fall to you at 10. If he does, then congratulations to you. But seriously, truly. But there's no other receiver worth taking in the first round over Eckler in my eyes. Tyreek is great. You could look at Kelsey if you want to just be dominant at that position, but I think Kelsey's a round 2 guy. See, for me right now, I'm waiting for my pick on the turn at number 4. And I'm really, in every draft I've done, every mock I've done up prior to this, I've always had Ridley fall to me. So I'm always hoping to walk away with Devontae Adams and Ridley in the first 2 rounds. Because then I think I have a good shot at wide receiver 1 and 2. Guys like the consistency of DeAndre Hopkins, guys like the threat of DK Metcalf, and then Diggs is Diggs, bro. Diggs has a chance to be wide receiver 1 as well. If he falls to me, then I'll take him as well. But for me, Aaron Jones still there. I think this is the chalk pick for 12 right here, but he ain't even. He's taking every bit of his 2 minutes.
My son Sean. So the thing with Sean is I hit him up and he was like, "Yo, bro, I'm gonna be recording my own pod, but I got you." And so I can't even blame him. My son is on his hustle, he on his grind, so he's taking his time right now. So if he's probably gonna get auto drafted. I don't know if I can pick for him. I definitely can pick for him. So I could just let the CPU auto pick the next one, so we could kind of speed through this. So I'll let it pick for him here. Time's up. Who are they gonna give him? They gave him Diggs. And I'm gonna just let the CPU auto pick for him. Boom, Aaron Jones. Diggs and Aaron Jones, like you can't be.
That's how you should turn it around. That's how it should have turned out.
That's what I'm saying. Like you can't be mad at that. So the thing that I want to talk to you about, bro, is I feel like we have different strategies when it comes to drafting. Because for me, I'm running back crazy. Like how you took Devontae at 9, I would have definitely taken a running back. Like I would have probably taken Aaron Jones. I would have taken Aaron Eckler. I just feel like running back drops off quick when you get to the middle rounds, whereas receiver, you can still get a guy like Deontay Johnson. You still get a guy like T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, whereas you're looking at guys.
Oh, I'm on the clock, Nash. So somebody fell to me. I wasn't expecting to fall to me. And I want to explain to y'all why. I'm a Panthers fan for everybody listening. Ron Rivera did crazy things with Christian McCaffrey in year 2.
I know who you taking.
A receiving back who can also run the ball. I think Antonio Gibson has year 2 upside and similarities to Christian McCaffrey. So I think Antonio Gibson is my choice here.
Nah, I think Gibson is in that. I think he has a chance to finish as a top 8 running back easily. I think he could finish he has top 5 run. He has RB1 upside. Like his ceiling, he could be finishes the RB1. If they're using him like McCaffrey, I just think that coaching staff loves JD McKissick a little bit too much for him to have that kind of to finish at that ceiling. I think his floor is also pretty well. He got like 9 rushing touchdowns last year as a rookie, or maybe it was 11. He had a lot of touchdowns last year as a rookie. And so I think a little bit of regression is coming in that area, but I think he'll pick it up in yards, whether receiving or rushing. So I think Antonio Gibson is a good pick regardless.
But back to what you said, bro. So you being running back heavy. So for me, I'm drafting to the 9 spot because in the league that I'm in, I'm drafting at the 9 spot. So I get as much practice as I can amongst real people. And the guys that I play with, I don't think they're going to let Devontae Adams fall to me. We got a couple of Packers fans in there. The running backs I think for me, Chubb should be there at 9. And if Chubb was there at 9, I would take Nick Chubb. But I don't know about Zeke. I have question marks around him just around him last year. I don't like not having a sure thing. Jonathan Taylor is a question mark, although he kind of carried me to the championship last year. I lost, but, he carried me there. So, but at the end of the day, there's just question marks around backs that I can't answer. Eckler had health issues. I can't justify picking somebody over Devontae Adams that isn't Nick Chubb. Despite health issues, he's just a monster every time he's on the field. So
I think like I said, I can justify a lot of running backs over Devontae Adams for me, but I think the one that really stands out is Aaron Jones, and I'm on the clock right now. So
and Ridley is there, bro.
So I'm on the clock right now, and it's really tough for me to not take Calvin Ridley because he fell right into my lap.
Oh my God.
And so I wanted to do the whole super heavy RB and see how my team came out. But I feel like I can still do that. I think Calvin Ridley, had it been AJ Brown, had it been Justin Jefferson, had it been anyone else but Calvin Ridley, I would have taken a running back, but I can't let Calvin Ridley slip by me. That is insane that he fell that
says way more about our friends than it does anything else.
I don't know how someone took DK over Calvin Ridley. I'd rather have Ridley over DK.
Bro,
over
George Kittle and Joe Mixon over Calvin Ridley in this draft.
But just looking at the receivers that went before him, I'd rather have Ridley over Metcalf and Hop, if we're being honest. Like, have you seen the games that he's played without Julio?
He's a monster.
He
bro.
has like 100 or more yards or a touchdown in all of those games. Like, he could legitimately be the wide receiver 1. And the fact that I got him as the wide receiver 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 off the board, I think is incredible value for Calvin Ridley.
That's sick.
After Calvin Ridley goes Mahomes at the 210, which I personally am you will never catch me taking a quarterback before round 5. That's the earliest I would.
Hey, bro, I drafted. Don't judge me, bro. This is before I really did dove into fantasy football. Like over the last year, I've just become obsessed with it. If you know what the Fantasy Pros website is, I'm yearly subscribed now. Like I got it all the tools I need to be successful in fantasy football. I drafted Mahomes in the first round of last year and still made it to the championship despite that, but I ended up trading him. So do with that what you will. I picked up Herbert off the waivers though, because nobody knew Herbert was going to be any good. So
people was picking up Justin Jefferson off the waiver wire. They got a steal,
bro. In my keeper league, I picked up Justin Jefferson, Justin Herbert, and James Robinson off the waiver wire.
Okay, so I'm back on the clock now. Right now, my roster looks like Derrick Henry, Calvin Ridley. That's it. Now, Justin Jefferson is here, but I'm going RB heavy. I could see my team could have been Derrick Henry, Calvin Ridley, Justin Jefferson, but I think I can find more value at receiver in the middle round of the drafts, which is where you really win leagues. And like when I look at the running backs here, there's only a couple more that I'd really be comfortable with being my RB2. And I personally love me some Chris Carson. Now, for me, I was torn between, I think there's a real tier break between Chris Carson and everyone else. I'd rather Chris Carson over David Montgomery. I'd rather him over J.K. Dobbins. I'd rather him over DeAndre Swift, because with Dobbins, Gus Edwards, you already see in the preseason, he's taking some of the third down work. With DeAndre Swift, they love Jamal Williams. I don't know. They think Jamal Williams is this 1A, 1B back to DeAndre Swift. Whereas Chris Carson, who's really his competition in that backfield, Rashad Penny, who can't stay healthy. I love me some Chris Carson. I think he is probably the best RB2 you can have when it comes to that tier of backs, because I really think there is a tier break after David Montgomery and everyone else. When you get to that Josh Jacobs, that Miles Sanders, that Darrell Henderson, Myles Gaskin, I'm not too comfortable with having them as my RB2. So I'm glad that I could go Derrick Henry, Calvin Ridley, Chris Carson. I'm pretty hyped right now in my team.
So if you pay attention to what's about to happen, and I like that you talked about Carson, because with the absence of Carlos Hyde, that's just an upward trajectory for Chris Carson, because Carlos Hyde was really solid last year when on the field.
100%.
I think you kind of disrespected David Montgomery. The last half of last year,
he was like the RB1
for the second half of last season, and I think that's the David Montgomery we get. That team is healthy. I think Fields takes over, which just heightens the ability for David Montgomery to be good.
That's tough because Alex just sniped you.
Yeah, that's what he does, bro. That's just what he does. This is why when I saw that he was drafted 8, I was like, shit. So, so for me right now, not really a wide receiver on the board that I love. I would love for a McLaurin to fall to me at this point. I love Josh Jacobs in the sense of running the ball, but he's not a great half PPR guy or PPR guy.
You're not high on CeeDee Lamb? I feel like it's rare that I find someone nowadays
I'm high
that isn't
on CD, and I'm high on Amari Cooper, and I'm high on Robert Woods. For Robert Woods, for me, I think the pick here is CD. But
yeah, that's who I would have went with.
Yeah, I think the pick here is CD. I love Mike Evans. He's consistent as consistent can be every year. What is he? The first 6 years of his career, he's got 1,000 yards receiving now or something like that. So I love Mike Evans. That receiving core is deep over there, and sometimes that scares me away from certain teams because I think Antonio Brown's going to take another step in that offense. So
I do want to talk about AB later. I just hope you don't snipe me because I loves me some AB. After, just to kind of catch everyone up, after I picked at the 3-4, Justin Jefferson went right after me at the 3-5, McLaurin at the 3-6. We got double Bears at the 3-7 and 3-8 with Allen Robinson and David Montgomery. CeeDee Lamb, Justin took. Oh, we got double Cowboys. We got CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper going back to back at the 3-9 and the 3-10. We now have Hunter up. His team currently is Tyreek Hill and Najee Harris. If I know Hunter, I feel like he kind of wants to take Lamar Jackson or something like that. But I don't know. I'm curious as to what he would do. The best player on the board for me right now, I don't know. Like, it's got to be a receiver.
The best player on the board is Waller, bro. For sure.
Oh, 100%. You're right. I didn't even check tight end. See, I'm the type of guy I'm not drafting early QB and I'm not drafting early tight end. Oh, and boom, look, Darren Waller. Damn, Justice, look at you, my boy.
But if you get one of the 3 good tight ends, you immediately have an advantage every week, except for when you play Kelsey and the other guys. So, I mean, Waller, Kelsey, and Kittle are just levels above any other tight end. We don't know what Kyle Pitts is going to be. I actually don't trust Kyle Pitts to finish ahead of Mark Andrews or TJ Hawkinson this year. So,
ooh, that's kind of a hot take, I feel like.
Y'all come back to that, please. Y'all come back and hear that here soon.
All right, so we got Darren Waller off the board at the 3-11 right out. Damn, that's crazy. We went double Bears, double Cowboys, double Raiders. So we got Darren Waller, and then right after that at the 3-12 at the turn, Sean took Josh Jacobs and Kyler Murray. Hunter came back and took James Robinson. I kind of like Hunter's team right now.
I think 4 is early for James Robinson, though.
Even with Travis Etienne going down.
Yes, even with Travis Etienne gone, I think that's early. I mean, his ADP is going to fly through the roof, bro. I still don't know what that looks like. You get Trevor there, they're going to try to experiment with that offense and do other things. I mean, they're literally mixing a college offense and a professional offense. Their coordinator and their head coach, completely 2 different guys in terms of their offense and where they're at. I'm on the clock. I had no idea. For me, I would love to have a great quarterback. I'm just not a big fan right now. I've taken a quarterback before round 7, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Tight end is interesting. Like I said, I don't really trust Pitts. Mike Evans is here. Mike Evans is consistent. But I also trust Miles Sanders right now. But I really am hoping that Chase Edmonds slides to me if I do that. Because I think it's too early for me to take a guy like Chase Edmonds, although I love the upside of him this year. But I think I lean Mike Evans right here.
I think that's a good pick. I like Robert Woods over Mike Evans. I kind of like both Rams receivers over Mike Evans. I don't know. I know Brady's going to throw for 40 plus touchdowns, and they're going to be scattered out between Gronk and Mike Evans and Godwin and AB, and he's going to do a QB sneak for 2 touchdowns. I just get worried about like how much the ball has to be spread out in Tampa Bay, and so and Mike Evans is the prototype boomer bust kind of guy. Like, he'll give you 50 one week and then give you 2 the next. And so I don't know, but I think CeeDee Lamb will be a consistent enough floor wide receiver for you to deal with the boomer bust. And you got Devontae. Damn, Mike Evans is your flex. Never mind.
That's what I'm saying, bro. So if you go to Fantasy Pros and you look at their rankings, behind Terry McLaurin, Allen Robinson, and CeeDee Lamb, Mike Evans falls right in there ahead of Keenan Allen and Chris Godwin and Amari Cooper. I think getting him, I mean, what's his ADP, bro? I mean, his ADP is, I drafted him right around his ADP. So to me, I think that's a good value for the place that I picked him at, especially if I'm running with Devontae Adams and CeeDee Lamb at this point. Now I'm going to lean a heavy running back for probably the next 2 rounds.
I feel like I kind of want to go back to the James Robinson thing before I get back on the clock. So I agree with what you said in that, like, Urban Meyer's going to try and come in, run this sick college offense. And really part of the reason why James Robinson was so good last year was pure volume. Like, he got the ball so much.
Absolutely.
And I don't think that he's going to have that type of volume. I just feel like he's got to be top 15, probably top 12. Like, I think he will. I would rather have James Robinson than DeAndre Swift. I might also rather have him than J.K. Dobbins. Like, he's definitely in that Najee Harris, that Antonio Gibson, Joe Mixon tier for me. Just because I feel like pure volume alone, even though he's not going to get as much as he did last year, he's going to get the third down passing work because they're not getting it to Carlos Hyde. He might lose some early down work to Carlos Hyde, but still, I think he'll get the majority of it. And when it comes to the goal line, I think they're going to put their best back in for that, and that is James Robinson. So I think that's a good pick for where Hunter took him. I'd rather have him over Darrell Henderson, because when you look at the running backs that went after that, Darrell Henderson and Miles Sanders, like, I'd rather have James Robinson than both those guys. So I think that's a good pick. I'm back on the clock now. I feel like I should have went running back with my 2-9, because I would be fine with the guy I'm going to take here as my wide receiver 1, and that guy is Robert Woods. I am very, very high on the Rams offense this year. I think they're going to take a next step with Matthew Stafford there. Sean McVay's pissed the fuck off. Like, they want to win a chip. And they've got Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey, and both of those guys are right in their prime. Like, they've got to take advantage of this time that they have probably the two best defensive players in all of football. So I feel like they got to win the chip soon. And Robert Woods, Matthew Stafford could be the key to unlocking that offense. Between Woods and Cooper Kupp is a toss-up for me. I would have taken either one, but I'm going to go Robert Woods just because I feel like he's the more consistent fantasy player. And yeah, I'd be perfectly fine with him as my RB1. Like, had I went Derrick Henry, CEH, and then Chris Carson, and then took Robert Woods as my 1, I'm happy regardless. Like,
hey, bro, real quick though, the bot squad is kind of trash.
Wait, the bot squad is Chubb, Keenan, Swift, Mark Andrews. Yeah, I'm not scared of them at all.
No, I'm not worried about y'all.
I'm not worried about them.
Now let me talk about who just went. The guy who took the turn at DJ Moore. DJ Moore yardage and usage is ridiculous. If DJ Moore gets in the end zone just 4 more times, he's a top 7 wide receiver in fantasy. So the upside of DJ Moore is ridiculous. I think Darnold is a much better thrower of the football than Teddy 2 yards. I hate Teddy, bro. I'm just not a fan. McCaffrey's back. I get that.
Oh, Kyler sniped me. That's crazy.
He went there. But I think that there's a crazy upside to DJ Moore, and I'm really excited that he just went in 4. I think I would have taken him if he would have fallen to me as well. So.
Nah, that's crazy. I literally was looking at him. My mouse was on the button, bro. Like, nah, that's wild. All right. I mean, I'm it's whatever. Like, we adapt. You hear me? So right now I got Derrick Henry, Calvin Ridley, Chris Carson, Robert Woods. What's on my mind? I'm looking at the tight ends. I'm cool waiting. There's a tight end that I want that is not going anywhere remotely soon. When I look at running backs, I really don't want any of these guys. I don't want Myles Gaskin or Kareem Hunt, Mike Davis, Chase Edmonds, maybe Javonte Williams. I don't want Mostert. I don't want.
Hey, bro, let Chase Edmonds fall to me, bro.
When I look at QB, I feel like I can wait on that too. And so receiver is where I'm going to go, because I'm going to just go, nah, not really Tyler Lockett. I don't want that. The Jamar Chase thing, I personally really, out of all the Bengals wide receivers, I want T. Higgins the most.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the upside with Jamar Chase is so much higher, but I think the floor with T. Higgins is much higher. And so I feel like you hear the things about separation and Jamar Chase not separating from corners and defensive backs in training camp. I don't want to put too much into that. The man didn't play football for a year and a half. Not only did he not play football, he's now going from the college game damn near 2 years ago to the NFL game. Like, it's going to take time for him to come on. Whereas T. Higgins, I think, could start out hot right out the gate and just keep it going. So I'd rather have T. Higgins, but I do admit that I think the upside with Jamar Chase is way higher.
My only problem with Jamar Chase is separation. I want to go back real quick to the Myles Gaskin pick by my boy Colton right there. Myles Gaskin last year was probably a league winner for a lot of guys, but if you paid attention in preseason, you'd probably notice that they're definitely doing running back by committee. And I don't know if they play like they did last year, then Gaskin's a RB2, really a high upside RB2, and a phenomenal flex. But at the way they've shown their offense so far, I don't see him being a great value pick. There are guys I would take above him, and there is actually guys I would take above T. Higgins that you were talking about. I would lean Nyuk over T. Higgins.
So there was 3 guys I was looking at. I was looking at Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Brandon Nyuk.
Yeah.
I don't. My thing with Brandon Ayuk is we haven't really seen what that 49ers offense looks like with Debo, Ayuk, and Kittle all on the field at the same time, because they were just all never healthy last season. And so I know Ayuk looks like that prototypical wide receiver 1 build. You have Debo and Camp talking about nobody can guard him. I just get a little bit worried that if I'm spending a 5th round pick on Brandon Ayuk that he could end up busting. Whereas with T. Higgins, I feel like there's no shot he doesn't live up to his ADP, or like I feel like he that floor that he has, Brandon Ayuk does not have for me.
Right. I mean, I don't know, Jamar. The only thing I'm glad you didn't do is take Jamar Chase. I don't like the way he's looked in preseason. I don't like his separation. And for a line that's built the way that line is, to not have separation is a scary issue. So
we see Kyle Pitts go off the board at the 508. He is the tight end 1, 2, 3. He's the tight end 5 off the board, which I see happening more and more in mocks. People are super high on Kyle Pitts. He's like this generational tight end talent. You know, I see people said that about TJ Hawkinson as well. And we see what TJ Hawkinson's turned into. He's pretty much a monster. The only thing the Lions offense got really between him and DeAndre Swift, the only thing the Lions passing attack has is TJ Hawkinson. So Kyle Pitts very well could come out gangbusters. It's really just Calvin Ridley, Kyle Pitts, maybe Russell Gage comes on, but I understand the hype of Kyle Pitts. I would just rather wait and take a couple tight ends that I'll be much happier taking later in the draft than use a 5th round pick on Kyle Pitts.
My boy taking my whole clock. That's crazy.
Oh, my fault. Go ahead. Talk your shit.
So right here, I got the choice between Mike Evans and Chase Edmonds. I do have to go running back, and there's a clear break to me. But after Mike Davis and Chase Edmonds, for me, I lean Chase Edmonds. I think that he was super productive when he got the opportunities. Kenyon Drake made too much money for them to not give him the ball last year. With him out of the way, I'm not afraid of James Conner. I think he may see some red zone touches, and I get that. But I like Chase Edmonds in the pass game. I like Chase Edmonds between the 20s. So do with that what you will. Jalal just texted me and said, I hate my team right now.
So just for y'all listening, Jalal's team, and I might send him a Zoom invite after just to go over what he was thinking. But right now, Jalal's team, I like his running backs. Elliott and Mixon, as long as Dak is healthy, I think Zeke is going to be a top 7 running back. Like you can set that in stone. Mixon is going to get all the volume he can handle. Whether or not his body can handle that is what we will find out, but he's going to get the volume. Allen Robinson, I like that start. It's the next pick is where I feel like it feels to fall off the rails, you know. Miles Sanders, I can promise you there won't be a team I draft that has that man on it. After the disappointment we got last year, and I know he came on later in the season, but listen, I'm not fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, I'm not doing it again. So I'm not taking Miles Sanders. Tyler Lockett, I personally like. I don't hate Jalal's team that much, to be honest.
Listen, I actually trust Miles Sanders. I think Jalen Hurts is what they need. I think I trust Jalen Hurts in this league in fantasy. All the reports from camp are just ridiculous. Yeah, I like Miles Sanders. I think Hurts is what they need. I think Miles Sanders is going to fit right back in. Obviously, the pass catching is not there that you love, but I think Miles Sanders is an opportunity to be the top 10 RB this year. So
I'm with you. Oh no, I'm not with you. I completely lied. I don't think he has the upside to be a top 10 RB. I don't. I think Miles Sanders is gonna be. I think he'll finish inside the top 20. But like, what is that really saying? Like that, it's hard to not finish outside the top 20 when you expect someone who is the starting running back for the Philadelphia Eagles to finish inside the top 20 that has the talent that Miles Sanders has. So I don't think that's saying that much. I just don't think he has the upside for it. I don't think he's going to get the volume to be a top 10 running back. It's just not there for me. After Miles Sanders, Jalal took Tyler Lockett, which, like I said, I don't hate. Then went Kyle Pitts. Justice took Chase Edmonds. Daniel then took Brandon Ayuk. Hunter took Justin Herbert. So Hunter now has a team of Tyreek Hill, Najee Harris. Everyone knows how much I love that man. Darren Waller, James Robinson, and Justin Herbert. I think that's pretty solid. Sean took Stephon Diggs, Aaron Jones, Josh Jacobs, Kyler Murray, Javonte Williams, and he's on the clock currently now at the 5-6 turn. I don't know if he's going to pick. He might be back, but he might not be. It's like switching from active to inactive. So I'll give him 10 seconds, 9, 8, 7. Oh, we're going to do a little countdown, and boom, I'm just going to auto pick it for him. TJ Hawkinson back with Hunter on the clock right now.
He is trash at receiver, bro. Just Diggs.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. I mean, the computer is doing him dirty because I'm letting the CPU auto pick for him.
Yeah, they just did him so dirty, bro. No receivers is just a shame. Outside of Diggs, bro. This league is way too deep in receivers for you to have one receiver in the first 6 rounds.
100%. I think there's so much value at receiver, bro. I truly
Damn,
do.
Mike Davis went, bro. If he would have fell to me out of that, a holiday over here, bro. You have no idea.
Let me see who I want right now. Let me start scouting. What is my team? So right now my roster is looking. Got T Higgins as my flex. Let me see. Let me take a look at wide receiver. I can't cap to you, my boy. If I'll say it after you pick. I don't want you to. I can't have you sniping me.
Okay.
There's two people here that I'm really, really high on at receiver. Running back, there's still a lot of guys that I just am not comfortable taking. Like this is the people talk about there's one guy here, two guys here that I really want, but not this early. This is the running back dead zone that everyone talks about, and you will not catch me falling into that trap. A quarterback has not been taken. Oh, Hunter took Herbert over Dak Prescott. That's a hot take for me. I'd rather have Dak. He was on pace for a monster season before he got injured.
We're still worried about the Dak shoulder, though, so I get the security in it. But I would lean Rodgers over anybody who they just drafted.
I like my boy Russ.
I know you do. You a Seahawks fan. We need.
I like my boy Russ. You feel me? I think that new offensive coordinator, my son Shane Waldron, you're gonna come up there, switch up the passing attack. We're gonna be more versatile. Russ he has the most first half MVPs of anybody that I've ever seen. He just can never close it out. I think that this might be the year that he wins MVP. Just saying, nothing crazy. So, I am biased though.
so for me right now, there's two running backs on the board that I would take. I would look into Damian Harris and I would look into Zach Moss, just off them being the pure number ones in their team. But you always have to worry about James White and the committee guys and Cam Newton getting red zone touches if he ends up being the starter. Who knows with the COVID thing? And then you have Michael Thomas, Jamar Chase, Kenny Galladay, Claypool. I don't trust Kenny Galladay because don't even appeal. So for me, I think the easier pick here for a guy that I believe in, and a guy that I think is going to have a quarterback that I believe in this year, and Drew Lock, I'll probably lean Cortland Sutton right here.
Ooh. You'd rather have Cortland Sutton over Chase Claypool?
Actually, I would. I think Deontay Johnson and Juju and the way that Steelers offense is built, Najee's going to get a lot of touches. Chase is high upside if he's getting the touches, but I think he's going to be spotty, like an every 3 week kind of guy that just goes off. You put him in your lineup every week, I think you're struggling. I think I can put Cortland in my lineup every week, and he's going to get the targets. It's not what are they going to do? Play through Melvin Gordon, bro?
For me, in that Broncos wide receiver, I would probably rather have Jerry Jeudy. I think Jerry Jeudy might finish as the highest Broncos wide receiver when it comes to rankings at the end of the season.
Oh, he's got the higher ceiling for sure. I'm playing it safe here. I've got my receivers locked in for the most part. This is a guy that's going to come in and play with me here and there. This is a pick really based on the fact that I think that Damian Harris and or Zach Moss will fall to me. So
I got that. So the guys that I want to fall to me, if Jamar Chase gets back to me, I might have to take him. Oh, well, the good thing that won't be happening because Jamar Chase goes with the 6'5". So right now, I really want Chase Claypool to fall to me. I am super high on Chase Claypool. I think we could see a DK Metcalf like second year, sophomore year jump for Chase Claypool, a guy who's like 6'4", who people thought should have been a tight end, came into the league, set the league on fire, got like 9 touchdowns. And I know that Steelers offense is packed. I know it's packed with Najee, Juju. I think Juju is he struggles with separation, especially in man coverage, so much. Whereas I was about to say Jamar Chase, whereas Chase Claypool can really get free, get loose, outrun receivers, catch over receivers. Like there's really not anything Chase Claypool can't do. So I'm really high on Chase Claypool. I hope. Well, I'm so glad that Jalal heard me talking through the screen because there goes Chase Claypool, and now we're back to the drawing board. I hate this.
You're going Judy right here, bro.
I'm at the 6'7".
You're going Judy right here, bro.
At the 6'7", I might.
You got one receiver right now, bro.
I have 2 receivers. I got Calvin Ridley, my boy.
Oh yeah, you do have Calvin Ridley.
Oh yeah,
and Robert Woods. Okay, yeah, you good then.
I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. Dak Prescott He's looking at him mighty good to me right now. I think he has QB1 upside.
If he's healthy.
And I think he will be. That's the thing. And I told you I'm not taking a QB before round 5, but damn.
I don't think he can be QB1 without the threat of running the ball. If you look at everybody ahead of him, they all can move a little bit and get up too.
I think that can move though.
Not like Mahomes, not like Kyler, not like Josh.
Maybe he might be. Maybe he might be a little more timid because of his injury. That's such and how gruesome it was. He might be a little scared to really play and run, but I don't know. I think Raheem Mostert. I did not like that pick. Here we go. I'm on the clock right now. We got after Justice took Cortland Sutton, we went Jamar Chase, literally back to back. Both guys I wanted to fall to me. Jamar Chase, Chase Claypool, Kenny Galladay, Raheem Mostert. And now I'm back on the clock. I'm really thinking about Dak Prescott. When I look at the running backs, there's a couple of guys, but I think I could take them at the 7-4 instead of using this pick. I do not want any part of Michael Thomas. I do not want any part of Noah Fant, Dallas Goedert, none of those guys. Looking at receivers,
you're gonna have to get a part of them eventually.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait though, my boy. Jerry Jeudy stands out to me here, but I don't really want to take him in the 6th. So I think I'm gonna go. Devonta Smith stands out to me too. I'm gonna take one. I'm gonna take Dak Prescott. I think that my lineup looks pretty damn scary. Dak Prescott, Derrick Henry, Chris Carson, Calvin Ridley, Robert Woods. Like, I potentially have Derrick Henry's top 5 running back, lock that in. Chris Carson could be top 10. Calvin Ridley's top 5 could be number 1. Robert Woods should be top 12. T. Higgins has a great floor. And then Dak Prescott is locked for a top 5 quarterback. It's just whether or not I can break that Lamar, Mahomes, Kyler, Josh Allen threshold. We'll find out.
He's a lock for top 5 quarterback.
I think he's a lock. I can't see. I don't think Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson. Barring he doesn't get in. Like, if he stays healthy, I think he's a lock.
So he's going to outplay Rodgers this year.
He was outplaying damn near every quarterback in the league last year when he was healthy.
I get that. But the line is back. They're going to put the ball on the ground a little more.
I don't think so, my boy. I think what they saw last year, that's the reason they paid him, bro. They just gave him a bag.
They was losing every game. They like it worked.
They need Dak Prescott, bro. They need Dak Prescott more than anyone else on that team. As we saw last year, they're gonna put the ball in his. I'm sure Zeke will get as many touchdowns as he pleases. He'll get the goal line work. I think the rushing touchdown upside isn't there with Dak Prescott, but I think when it comes to touchdowns, you look at his receiving core, might be the best 3 between them and Tampa Bay. Having CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, and Michael Gallup, that's one of the three best weapons you could probably have right now. And so after I take Dak, it goes DJ Chark, Michael Thomas in the 6th. I don't know how much I like that.
I can't do it.
Can't do that. Russell Wilson, damn, I like Trey Sermon. I really do like Trey Sermon. I think he has at second half of the year upside. I think they're going to put Trey Lance and Trey Sermon in there. It's going to be 2 Treys wilding out for the 49ers. Aaron Rodgers goes at the 7-2. Noah Fant goes at the 7-3. I'm back on the clock looking at the running backs. I think I don't want Melvin Gordon. I don't want Ronald Jones. And I'm so sorry, Justice, but I'm going to have to take Damian Harris.
No, it's okay. I knew he was going to get picked by then eventually, bro.
Yeah, I think that's one of the only guys in this tier that I'm okay, that I feel confident with selecting with a 7th round pick. Damn, Jerry Jeudy goes right after that. I'm tight.
Bro, I'm uber confident in Zach Moss.
Are you?
RB1, bro. Clear RB1.
Wait, he's going to finish as an RB1 or he's the RB1 in Buffalo?
He's the RB1 in Buffalo.
I don't know, my boy. Devin Singletary get a touchdown every preseason game.
No, I don't care about that.
Okay, we gonna see how much the Bills care about that. After I go Damian Harris, Jerry Jeudy comes off the board. Deebo Samuel comes off the board.
I would actually probably lean Michael Carter over Zach Moss here if he gets to me.
I'm so skeptical. Like, these are all just question marks for me.
But I think with the way quarterbacks are going, I have to go quarterback with my next pick. Although I'd like to wait till round 9, but they going.
So what quarterback here would you want? Like, who are you highest on when we look at who's still left?
Probably Brady, just the pure touchdown numbers.
Yeah, me too.
Brady, and then I would definitely go Stafford and then Hurts. Probably just the way it's laid out. I think Stafford's going to be filthy, bro, with that core. I think he's just going to be filthy with that team. Hurts, I love the upside of the rushing. I love the way he throws. I like the way he's looked in preseason. I don't want to say I love the way he throws the ball. You'll definitely see me snatch up Justin Fields towards the end of this draft. I think that the upside for having him stashed on my bench for when he gets on the field is ridiculous. If Jalen Hurts can be effective as a fantasy quarterback in his rookie year, why would I not think that Justin Fields can be?
I think the two best backup quarterbacks in all of fantasy football this year will be Trey Lance and Justin Fields. Like, I just think I think both of them will end up starting for their respective teams. Jimmy Garoppolo and Andy Dalton can only hold them off for so long. And you see the rushing upside with both guys. Like, I'm high on both of them when it comes to fantasy. But we'll see what happens, because I know a lot of people want them. Like, they're the two most obvious quarterback sleepers that you can go. So I think it's going to be a race. Once we get to like round 10, 11, it's a race for whoever wants to go back up QB.
Oh, it's my turn. He came to me. Shout out to my boy Devontae Smith, a clear number one receiver for his team. I'll take him every time.
That's a great pick.
I'll take him every time.
I'm also high on Devonta. I don't know. I wanted a QB and Dak Prescott. I think this is really, I never see him fall like this low to the 6. I always see once there's a run on QBs, he always goes before my pick, and I always miss the run. So I figured, let me take Dak Prescott, see how my team turns out. After Devontae Smith, we now have Daniel on the clock. He might take a quarterback because he doesn't have. Oh no, he goes Robbie Anderson. Okay, he goes Robbie Anderson over. Yeah, I feel like that's probably. There's two guys in the wide receiver group that I really hope, really want to fall to me. I really hope they don't go. Between the three of them, if I don't get one, oh well, there's one of them. Damn, Hunter, Jalen Waddle, I love, bro. I cannot tell you, Jalen Waddle is my 8th round pick in damn near every mock I do. I love Jalen Waddle this year, bro. I think everyone's looking at Jamar Chase as this rookie wide receiver that's going to come on and just go gangbusters, just come out the gate crazy. What if we're looking at the wrong rookie wide receiver? When we look at both their receiving cores, you got Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins. I think Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins is much more competition for targets than Devontae Parker and Will Fuller, neither of which can really both have struggled to stay on the field. Jalen Waddle, when we look at Matt Harmon, he does the whole reception perception thing, looking at like receiver separation. He said that it's hard to remember a recent prospect who can so easily flip the field, control their speed, and devastate with a stop-start move, all while doing the little things like Waddle does so effortlessly. Like, I think Jalen Waddle has a decent chance to finish above Lamar Chase this year, and you can get him 3 rounds later. Like,
hey, you got to auto pick your boy, bro.
That's a steal. Oh, yeah. My son getting auto pick 100%. Boom. Juju. And we going Ronald Jones. There you go.
But no, see, I think Waddle's, if you go back, if I could read my group message to y'all with all my boys that we talk football with, Waddle was my clear number 1 in this draft as not just fantasy, but in the draft class as the best receiver. Separation speaks it all, buddy. And I think he's Tyreek Hill just remade. So I don't know, bro. Waddle's got an incredible ceiling. I don't know what the fantasy outlook looks like, especially with Tua throwing that thing, because Tua is trash.
I see like that's a lot of people's like worries with Jalen Waddle, and people are like, oh, Jamar Chase had Joe Burrow, but Tua and Waddle also played together. We're just 3 years removed from everybody wanting to. And before it was tank for Burrow, it was tank for Tua. Like, he's not like he had a tough rookie year. He was injured, and he wasn't that bad when he did take over for Ryan Fitzpatrick, Fitzmagic. I think a full offseason in that offense built around him behind the center, I think is going to be a good for his development. I think Tua's another QB sleeper that could take a big leap this year.
Okay, so right now I'm between Jalen Hurts and Ryan Tannehill with the addition of AJ Brown, the addition of Julio Jones. I actually didn't expect Tannehill to be here. I know I've preached on Hurts, but I think I have to lean Tannehill here and go ahead and snatch my quarterback up, because I don't think he'll make it to the next round.
Nah, 100%. Ryan Tannehill is one of my favorite not late round, but kind of sleeper. Like, he's one of my favorite sleeper starting QBs. Like, I think Trey Lance, Justin Fields, Tua, those are like sleeper backup QBs, but I think he's one of the best values at the position. He's for about a season and a half now, he's been a solid QB1. They just added Julio Jones, and right now he's the 12th QB off the board. I think last year he was top 10 the year, and for the second half of last season, he was also, 2 seasons ago, he's also top 10. He's shown us that he can sustain in that offense and be a great fantasy player. And so I just feel like he's a boring pick. And so people don't really like to go Ryan Tannehill just because maybe his early struggles in his career still kind of linger with him when it comes to like narrative and stuff. But I think Ryan Tannehill is a great QB pick. So good for you, my boy.
I'm trying to find his stats.
He's been a demon, bro.
Yeah, he was a demon. He was a demon last year for sure. He's been
a demon, bro.
So Fantasy Pros has him at QB9 this year, right ahead of Tom Brady, Jalen Hurts, and Matthew Stafford.
And you took him at QB 1, 2, 3,
12.
4, 5, 6. And you took him at QB 12. Like, that's a steal, boy. Who would you rather have, Ryan Tannehill or Tom Brady?
Brady. I think the touchdown thing is going to be crazy.
And Jalal steals. Oh, it's my pick. That's crazy. Jalal steals Antonio Brown for me. That's tough. That's tough.
Let's see. Tannehill last year was 3,800 yards and 33 touchdowns and 7 picks. Yeah, I'm taking it. Yep, I'm taking it.
100%. And so now we're in this round. I'm looking at the 8-9 right now. Look at running back. There's nobody here that I know you're high on Zach Moss. I'm just not. I'm gonna go back to receiver. I don't really like Will Fuller. I don't like Brandon Cooks because who's throwing him the ball? I don't want to have two Bengals wide receivers. And so I'm stuck between Corey Davis and Laviska Shenault. And I'm going to take Corey Davis because he is the wide receiver 1 for the Jets right now. Whenever Zach Wilson drops back, he looks prime. Like, he looks nowhere else but Corey Davis. I know everyone's been talking about the whole Laviska Shenault breakout season. That's cool. In Urban Meyer's offense, he's going to be used as a weapon. I get that. If he falls back to me at the 9-4, maybe I'll take him. But I'd rather have, how many wide receiver 1s can you get in the 8th round? Like, how many, realistically, how many wide receiver 1s for teams can you get in the 8th round?
That's true. I think there's a high upside wide receiver 2 there that people look over. And if you look at the way that the team is talking about him, the former offensive coordinator for the Saints, now coordinator for the Chargers, to say that they want to use Mike Williams kind of the same way that he used Michael Thomas. And then if you talk to Herbert said we just have to make sure we get him the ball. So I think Mike Williams is high upside this year. And I think I would lean to Mike Williams if he came to me next. I would also lean Curtis Samuel, bro. I don't care. Nobody says former Panther. Curtis Samuel's just used in a trillion ways.
So Daniel just texted me. He said, hey, I got every Rams touchdown this year. And so I'm looking at his team. He has Matthew Stafford, who obviously will get all the passing touchdowns. He has Darrell Henderson, who will primarily be getting the running back work. So, yeah, I guess if the Rams offense is hitting, Daniel's having a good season. I'm back on the clock. After I took Corey Davis and went James Conner, Zach Moss, Logan Thomas, Tyler Boyd, Leonard Fournette, A.J. Dillon, and now I'm back here at the 904. Damn, Laviska Shenault looks like a good pick to me here, but I'm scared that my tight end won't make it back to me. And I feel like in typical drafts, you can draft this guy in the 10th round or later, but I know the people I'm drafting with, and they know that I like him, so they're going to take him, and I refuse to be spoiled. So I'm going to take my tight end, finish out my starting lineup, and I'm going to go with Tyler Higbee.
I hate you, bro.
I love Tyler Higbee right now. Look, I mean, I got damn near every touchdown for the Rams too. I got Robert Woods and Tyler Higbee. I'm hitting on all cylinders. I think Tyler Higbee this season has top 5 tight end upside. I think he will be, if we maybe I say speculate for 700-800 yards and 7 touchdowns. That's very, very good for a tight end. There's a lot of receiving options on that team. If one of Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods goes down, he's gonna explode. His games without Gerald Everett, in the 3 games he's played without Gerald Everett, he has 26 catches for 334 yards and 1 touchdown. And that's an average of 111.3 receiving yards per game. That's crazy. Like, Tyler Higbee has so much upside this year, and I think you can definitely get him in the 10th round or later. I just know with the guys I'm drafting with, I would have got sniped. So
this turned into a balanced league. I was a balanced draft. It's definitely become wide receiver heavy for me because I don't see myself going back to running back for a while here.
So for me, I was supposed to go RB heavy, right? I was supposed to go RB heavy. And I think I would have gone RB heavy had Calvin Ridley not fell to me. But that's just too crazy of a value for me not to take. Like Derrick Henry and Calvin Ridley, there's not too much bet. I'm looking at the two, like everyone's top two players, and I really feel like I have the best two. Christian McCaffrey and CEH. Nope. Nick Chubb and Keenan Allen. Nope. Dalvin Cook and Patrick Mahomes. Maybe. Derrick Henry and Ridley is sick. Kamara and Kittle is okay. Jonathan Taylor and DK Metcalf, no shot. Ezekiel Elliott and Joe Mixon, no sir. Saquon and DeAndre Hopkins, a lot of risk there. Devontae and Antonio Gibson, I think you're locked with Devontae. There's some risk that comes with Gibson that I don't think comes with Calvin Ridley. Austin Eckler and Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill and Najee Harris, Stephon Diggs and Aaron Jones is computer drafted, so I'm not giving that to him. So I'm jacking that. I got the best top two in the draft right now.
So I was sitting here praising Mike Williams. I'm going to go with the guy I think is the sleeper of all sleepers this year, and I'm going to take
Darnell. That's a great pick, bro. That's a great pick, my boy.
I
had
Mooney,
Darnell
bro.
Mooney on my team last year, and Nick Foles was selling him hard.
He's open all the time, bro.
Like selling him hard, bro. So after I took Higbee, it went Will Fuller, Devin Singletary, Robert Tonyan, Marquez Callaway. The man set the world on fire last night.
Sure did, didn't he?
Set the world on fire last night. So he's taking at the 9-8.
Oh, that's my boy Alex. He's a Saints fan, bro.
Makes sense. I don't know what his ADP is looking like now. Obviously, it's not going to reflect based on just last night. I think by the time all is said and done, he will be getting picked in this 9-10 range type of thing. You went Darnell Mooney, then Kenyon Drake, Michael Pittman after that, Brandon Cooks after that, and then at the 10-1, we went David Johnson. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Yeah, Hunter's back on the clock now. And so I'm kind of looking at my team here. Right now, my team is Dak Prescott, Derrick Henry, Chris Carson, Calvin Ridley, Robert Woods, Tyler Higbee, and T. Higgins. And then off the bench, I've got Damian Harris and Corey Davis. I'm in love with that. What's your team looking like, bro?
Let's see. Right now, I'm going Ryan Tannehill, Antonio Gibson, Chase Edmonds, Devontae Adams, CeeDee Lamb, no tight end, Mike Evans, Cortland Sutton, Devontae Smith, and Darnell Mooney. And I'm actually chilling off that. I'll be honest with you.
I like that. I wish Sleeper ranked like based on their rankings, like who has the top teams and shit. We could do it after. I was thinking of inviting some guys on to the Zoom to kind of share their thoughts, but I don't want to go too long on this. And we're only in the 10th round right now. So we'll see how that happens. Like when we end, if we end in like the next 15, 20 minutes, and maybe I'll invite Jalal on. I know Kyler wants to join, kind of run through his team. Maybe I'll invite Daniel and Hunter. I'm not sure. They've never really been on a podcast before, so I'm not sure. They might act up, say some wild shit. So I'm gonna just call it a day.
You may see if Alex wants to come on, bro.
For sure. You're on the clock right now though at the 10-4. Oh, Gus Edwards went. That's crazy. That's what I was gonna pick this round. I love me some Gus Edwards late in the draft. Like I said, he's getting the third down work from J.K. Dobbins. He's a steal.
So I'm gonna go with the guy that I think if Zeke's not healthy, he's due to boom. We'll just go ahead and take Tony Pollard just to get another running back out there. So
Tony Pollard, yeah, I think that's a good little pick right there. I'm looking at the running backs. There's one guy here that I feel like separates from the rest, and I really hope he falls to me. Well, you're not picking. I'm gonna say I think Jamal Williams is probably the best pick left, just because he's the only guy here. Jamal Williams and Phillip Lindsay, we can kind of pencil in for a role in the offense. Like Latavius Murray apparently might get his spot taken by Devonta Freeman. Mattinson's a handcuff. J.D. McKissick is a handcuff. Gainwell's a handcuff. Tevin Coleman's a handcuff. Like, I mean, that backfield's all up in the air. I want nothing to do with the Jets backfield. But right now, the only production that I can pencil in right now is Jamal Williams and Phillip Lindsay. Phillip Lindsay's like the 1A running back for the Houston Texans. Now, what does that mean? I don't really know.
David Johnson?
In the preseason, they're giving Phillip Lindsay all the first and second down work.
David Johnson, an old man, bro. You can't play him in a preseason like that.
Hey, man, bro, he was third on the depth chart, and they asked him about it. He didn't sound like nothing was changing. He sounded discouraged.
I would lean J.D. McKissick.
I don't know, bro.
He was fairly productive last year when he was on the field. He got a lot of the receiving touches.
He was, but I feel like you can't live on, like, you have to pick which take you believe in. Like, if you're gonna think that Antonio Gibson has this CMC upside, then you can't think that JD McKissic is worth a 10th round pick.
Oh, this is just if this is all in case Antonio Gibson's not healthy. I'm just saying.
And so if I'm picking one or the other, I'd bank on Antonio Gibson being that CMC kind of light guy. And just like that, we have Jamal Williams and Phillip Lindsay. Rondale Moore goes right after you take Tony Pollard from the Cardinals. He's getting a lot of hype in training camp to kind of be that third receiver. He maybe will overtake AJ Green. Who knows? I don't know why they signed AJ Green. He is washed, but it's okay. We'll see what happens.
Isabella, bro.
Andy Isabella, Christian Kirk, bro. they're stacked. Okay, so who's on the clock now? Your boy Colton. He just took 3 straight wide receivers. He took Jerry Jeudy, Jarvis Landry, Will Fuller. So he does have a tight end. He does have a QB. He will probably go running back here, I would assume. Unless he goes receiver again. Maybe he'll go back up. Yet he goes Mike Williams. That's a great pick. Oh, Laviska Shenault is still here? Oh, I've got to take him.
Yeah, you got to take him.
They're going to use him too. I got to take Viska. I was going to take him at the 8-9. Yeah, that's a steal. Laviska in the 10th. He very well could have a breakout season in Jacksonville.
I didn't even peep you got Corey Davis, bro.
Yeah, bro. But that's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like running back is so much more important, because look at the running backs. We're in the 10th round right now. And look at the running backs here. We looking at Latavius Murray, Mattinson, Chuba Hubbard, J.D. McKissic, Kenneth Gainwell, Rashad Penny, Damian Williams, Marlon Mack, like all question mark guys. When I can go to wide receiver and take a Marvin Jones, an Elijah Moore, a Michael Gallup, a Henry Ruggs. Hell, give me Rashad Bateman, Jalen Reagor, Terence Marshall. Like there's so many good dart throws at wide receiver. Whereas with running back, like once it drops off, it's dead.
Bro, if this dude falls to me, I'm about to have a party over here, bro.
wait, you can't tell me because I might take him, my boy. I'm gonna go wide receiver here. If Michael Gallup falls to me, I'm taking Michael Gallup. We got one more pick. Don't do me dirty, Kyler. Don't do me dirty. So after I took Laviska and went Marquise Hollywood Brown, who I think is one of the most overhyped players in the league, just because his cousin is Antonio Brown. Mike Gesicki right after that. Henry Ruggs, Mecole Hardman, another one of those overhyped guys. He just hasn't done it. For 3 straight seasons now, he has not been able to beat out DeMarcus Robinson or Sammy Watkins. So I don't know why people all of a sudden think he's going to be the wide receiver 2. But there we go. Speed does not correlate to being a great football player. It just doesn't. Yes, he's fast. Does that mean he's a great wide receiver? Still to be seen.
He's a Madden god, bro.
Yes. After Mecole Hardman goes Jalen Hurts, then Trevor Lawrence, and now I'm back on the clock. I'm going Michael Gallup. I know he was absolutely horrible last season, especially with Dak out. He was borderline droppable, but this season they really Mike McCarthy wants to throw him in the slot. Last season he spent all of his time on the outside, and when you got Ben DiNucci throwing you the ball and all of your routes take a couple seconds to develop down the field, you're not going to get the rock. But now if you put him in the slot, you get Dak back. I think we're getting Michael Gallup at a discount because of how bad he was last season. So I'll gladly take him at the 1104 as my 5th wide receiver. So there's not really much that can go wrong for me there. If he's a bust, cool, I'll drop him. He's my 5th wide receiver. But if the upside is there, and so I really like me some Michael Gallup.
I love Michael Gallup, the player. I just don't know how that's going to work out for him this year.
And he's a dart throw for me. If he spends a lot of his time in the slot or more of his time in the slot than he did last year, I like his potential. But if not, if he's back on the outside, then we'll see what happens.
Oh man, hey, you took Phillip Lindsay, right?
No, I ain't take Phillip Lindsay. I think your man took Phillip. Yeah, Luke took Phillip Lindsay.
Number 1 sleeper on fantasy football. Fantasy Pros.
Is he really?
Yep, I'm about to take the number 1 and number 2 sleepers for receiver if they fall to me.
Is it Elijah Moore and Marvin Jones?
No.
Did I get one of them right?
Yes.
Is it Elijah Moore?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know. People love this from Elijah Moore. Is it Terence Marshall?
No, Russell Gage.
Russell Gage. That's a good one. So your man Luke takes a kicker in the 11th round. I respect it. Gets Harrison Butker.
I don't respect it.
Harrison Butker.
We got beef, bro. That's crazy.
Michael Gallup. After I took Gallup, Gronk went off the board. Harrison Butker went off the board. Trey Lance, great pick. Trey Lance goes off the board. Xavier Jones, who is the backup for the Rams, that's another good pick. You go Elijah Moore, and now Daniel is on the clock. I don't really know who Daniel's going to take. I have five wide receivers, so I'm cool off receiver. These running backs are just good God,
they're done. You don't draft a running back anymore.
Good grief,
And I can guarantee you, with the roster I have, if we went into this league, I'd trade for a running back pretty easily, actually.
Who are your running backs right now?
Chase Edmonds and Antonio Gibson. And I think Chase Edmonds has top 12 running back potential this year, so I'm not worried about that one. I'm cool with my top 2.
Daniel goes Russell Gage.
He can kill himself.
Yo. There you go. There goes. There goes Russell Gage. Then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers go off the board at the 11-11. Joe Burrow goes off at the 11-12. Irv Smith, one of those tight end sleepers, at the 12-1.
The Buccaneers are 29th in strength of schedule this year, like the hardest schedule. Ain't no way I'm touching that defense. I know what defense I want.
So I think a big thing, and this is just a quick little nugget, a gem for y'all out there. So when it comes to strength of schedule, with running backs this year, the Steelers and the Colts have the 2 best running back strength of schedules. And it's very likely that you could end up with Najee Harris and Jonathan Taylor. And that could very well mean that you have 2 top 10 running backs, maybe a top 5 and a top 10 running back. Like, that is a pairing that I would be cool with. Obviously, there's risk there with Jonathan Taylor. You have Nyheim Hines, you have Jordan Wilkins, you have Marlon Mack. I get it. I get before week 10, he was absolute dog shit. But after week 10, he was really, really good. And he proved that he is a top caliber, a very high caliber running back in the NFL. Mm-hmm. And with Najee Harris, I've explained it time and time again. I truly, truly think he's going to be a top 5 running back this year off volume alone. If he gets 300 touches, which is very likely for him to get 300 touches, he's going to get the passing, the running back work. I know that their O-line is trash, but who cares? David Montgomery's O-line was trash last year. James Robinson was on the worst team in the league last year. His O-line was trash. Both finished as top 5, top 10, as top 12 running backs.
Hold on, Saquon's line was trash and he got murdered.
It was, but his line has been trash for a long time. Remember, he was the RB1.
Hey, I said I was going to do it. I got to do it.
Justin Fields, great pick. Right before, so you went, so Burrow went off the board, and then Irv Smith, Jalen Reagor, and at the 12-2, Ramondre Stevenson, who has risen his stock in this preseason.
Marvin Jones is still here, bro. Take him.
I have 5 receivers.
I have 6.
Justin Fields went at the 12-4. Hunter Henry went at the 12-5. Right now, Jalal is on the clock at the 12-6. I don't know what Jalal's going to take. I truly don't. He's a wild card.
I can't make a guess. Yeah, he did it, my boy.
He took Marvin Jones, as he should. Now I don't have to feel pressure to take him because I just couldn't.
Well, now you got to feel pressure to take Rashad Bateman. What are you talking about?
I can't take another receiver, bro. I'm going to take a backup QB. Like, Tua. I likes me some Tua, bro.
Do not do that, bro.
I also likes me some Baker.
Why don't you just go Deshaun in case he plays?
I could, but I doubt he's gonna play. Like, they're not gonna throw him out there. They just won't. That's not happening. All right, I'm gonna take a backup tight end actually. Adam Troutman is my guy, but with that whole ankle injury, I'm not feeling it right now. So I'm gonna go Jonnu Smith, who people absolutely just forgot about. I likes me some Jonnu Smith.
Keep sniping me, bro.
Do I? I'm so sorry, bro.
That breaks my heart.
Jonnu Smith, he was the Titans did not use him right last year. In this Patriots offense, Cam Newton likes to throw to the tight end, and Jonnu Smith, they signed him for a reason. I know they also signed Hunter Henry, but I'm going Jonnu here, and you could take Hunter Henry as well. Did he get taken already?
Yeah.
Oh, did he? I would much rather have Jonnu Smith than Hunter Henry.
I can tell you right now who I'm going to take. Who you think it's going to be? Who you think I'm going to take at tight end?
Tight end, I think you take Gerald Everett.
Nah, Tim Tebow.
No, stop. Stop.
I'll probably go Cole Kmet. Not gonna hold you.
Cole Kmet's another good one. I think Gerald Everett's another good one. You can the same argument I gave for Tyler Higbee applies to Gerald Everett damn near.
If Evan Ingram's been in the lab, then I'd take him. But I don't know if he's been in the lab.
After I took John, went the Rams defense, the Steelers defense, Alexander Madison, Terrence Marshall, Rashad Bateman.
I love the Terrence Marshall pick.
The Terrence Marshall hype is just at all new levels.
Because the Panthers draft as well as anybody. Go look at our draft, please.
T.Y. Hilton goes off the board next. As my backup QB, I'm gonna go Tua.
Gross.
People hate on Tua. Myself about to come out and go crazy. He got a year of learning under Fitz Magic himself, my boy.
Oh dear gosh. Sister said I somehow still have stock in T.Y. Hilton. I don't blame you. T.Y. was pretty good at the end of last year.
So I took Tua at the 13 or 4. There's only 14 rounds in this draft, which means I'm not drafting a kicker or a defense. Like you guys can, if you're listening to this and you want kicker or defense advice, just like.
There's only 14 rounds?
Yeah, I wasn't trying to make it too long.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm just going to go tight end and then defense. Y'all ain't going to see me draft my kicker here.
Yeah, the kicker, regardless, your kicker should be your last round. If you want to take an early defense, that's cool, but I'd much rather stream defenses. Like, that's what I would rather do, just play the matchups with defenses.
I wonder if my defense is still here, bro.
The difference between the kicker 1 last year and the kicker 20 was probably like 10 points. Like
I'm going Evan Ingram, bro. I can't help it. The upside. I can't help it. The athleticism, and hopefully he can just catch the ball.
I mean, he's had some upside problems for a while now. He just hasn't been able to live up to that potential.
Look, there's always a tight end and a running backs to pick up off the waiver wires after week 1. So
you're not wrong.
And this is why you should tank week 1. I always try to take week 1.
I think the hardest thing to find on the waiver is wide receiver production.
Yep. But tight end, running back, you can find. I almost guarantee you I will tank week 1 so I can get that number 1 spot on the waivers.
That's honestly good. I just take too much pride to just lose. So
whatever. It might be immoral. I don't care.
Boom.
Justin Fields is starting week 1 for me.
This kid. And so we are rounding out the last round of the draft. After I took Tua, went Young Hoku. Randall Cobb, the Baltimore Ravens defense at the 13-7. The 13-8 was Devontae Parker. Justice took Evan Ingram at the 13-9. Brian Edwards at the 13-10. Justin Tucker at the 13-11. The Bills and Ryan Suckup at the 13-14 turn.
Bro.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Daniel.
I'm drafting the number 1 defense, by the way.
Okay. Jared Cook went, and then Daniel took Andrew Luck. Justice takes the Denver Broncos at the 14-4. Please tell me why. Why are they the number 1 defense?
Have you seen that defense, bro? Corners is locked down. Von Miller's back. I just like the way that team looks. I'm excited about them. They're going to be the number 1 defense. Hold me to it. If you look at that whole roster, they're literally a quarterback away from being a Super Bowl contender. So hold me to it.
Hey, maybe Drew Lock takes that next step. You feel me?
If he's filthy, he's filthy. But
maybe they put Teddy Bridge in there.
God, no. For the sake of your franchise, don't ever put Teddy Bridgewater in there.
Boom. Okay, so we're at the 14-6 now. Jalal's back on the clock. He takes Tyler Bass as his kicker. Luke is on the clock now. Daniel said Andrew Luck's going to come back to save the day.
Trust.
Yo, Zach Wilson goes at the 14-7. The 49ers defense goes at the 14-8. I'm going to go ahead and take Tevin Coleman at the 14-9, just because who knows what's going to happen in that Jets offense between Michael Carter, Tevin Coleman. I could very well see Tevin Coleman running away with the job. Who knows? Michael Carter's unproven. Tevin Coleman is somewhat proven. So I'll take a dart throwing him in the 14th round. And so to round out the last 3 picks of the draft, we have Kyler, Abbott, and Spencer. Here we go. The 14-10. Come on, Kyler. He just took T.Y. Hilton. His last 3 picks was Terrence. Jesus Christ. Trevor Lawrence, the L.A. Rams, and T.Y. Hilton. And then at the 14-10, he's taking his sweet time. Outside of that, Daniel said the real pick should have been Danny D for rushing upside. So we go Jason Sanders, Mason Crosby, and then Spencer ends out the draft with, let's see. Let me just type in nice. So I appreciate all of y'all message. Hold on. Boom. Should I say there's got to be some sentimental stuff. Appreciate all y'all for doing this. What do I say after that?
And as always, run it up.
Pod should be out tomorrow. Yeah,
if you want to hear us criticize your picks.
Yeah, so we're gonna go through the teams now, right after Spencer's taking the longest time in the fucking world to pick Mr. Irrelevant. Come on, buddy. All right, maybe he just left, so I'm just gonna auto pick for him. Ends out the draft. Last pick of the draft is the New England Patriots defense. And so boom, there we have it. I will take a screenshot of the entire thing and put it on the Run It Up podcast Twitter, but we're going to go through the teams right now. We can start with ours. Justice, you want to start with yours, bro?
You go ahead, bro.
All right. So I was picking from the 1-4. I went Derrick. This is the order of which I went, and then I'll kind of give my lineup. I went Derrick Henry in the first, Calvin Ridley in the second, Chris Carson, Robert Woods, T. Higgins, Dak Prescott, Damian Harris, Corey Davis, Tyler Higbee, Laviska Shenault, Michael Gallup, Jonnu Smith, Tua Tagovailoa, and Tevin Coleman. Now, when we look at my lineup, it's Dak Prescott, Derrick Henry, and Chris Carson. The running backs, I think, are top notch. I obviously don't have like Ezekiel Elliott and Joe Mixon. I think they have more upside than Derrick Henry and Chris Carson. But I think I'm top 6. Like I'm beating out at least half of the league in running backs. I think I'm beating out at least half of the league in quarterback. When it comes to receivers, Calvin Ridley and Robert Woods, I might have the best receiving core in the league. I'm being honest with you. Nah, DK and Terry McLaurin is pretty sick. DK Terry McLaurin is pretty sick. Devontae CD is pretty sick, but I think we definitely have top 3. Tyler Higbee, I love the upside. I've already explained that to y'all. And T. Higgins is my flex. I think that's as good as you can get. And then I can interchange T. Higgins with Damian Harris, Corey Davis, Laviska if he breaks out, Michael Gallup if he has a bounce back year, Jonnu Smith is my backup tight end. Like I personally love this team. I think there's not many more picks where I think I would have been like, damn, I should have taken him instead. What about you, bro?
I don't know. I think if I could go back, I mean, Nick Chubb going to really killed my draft because I would not have leaned Devontae Adams because I do expect Chubb to fall to that 7 to 9 range. I would lean Chubb, but to get Devontae Adams, I'm happy with. I think the only receiver who could give him a press for that number 1 spot is Tyreek and Ridley and maybe Diggs. But Devontae healthy is a locked top 4 receiver. I think CeeDee Lamb has top 10 potential. I think Mike Evans has top 10 potential. I'm really happy with my receivers, Cortland Sutton, Devontae Smith, Mooney, and Elijah Moore off the bench. I think my receiver depth is crazy. It gives me some flexibility to be able to trade later in the season if guys pop off like they could, like a Mooney or a Devontae Smith, or even an Elijah Moore. Tannehill, I'm super happy with where I got him at. We know how I feel about Antonio Gibson. I literally would have gone Chubb and then Ridley had it worked out the way I'd love for it to work out. But, things don't always go as planned. But Chase Edmonds, I'm so cool with, bro. I'm telling you all, James Conner is no threat to his role. He's not Kenyon Drake. They didn't put a boatload of money into James Conner. I'm telling you, Kenyon made way too much money, bro, for them to not give him carries last year. But Chase,
I don't know how they're going to use him. I don't know what's going to happen in that backfield. I don't know if they're going to use him in that Kenyon Drake role. When we talk about like the James Conner thing, I don't know if they're going to use James Conner in that Kenyon Drake role. I don't know what's going to happen in that Cardinals backfield.
I believe I have far and away the best receiving core in the draft. So I ended up going wide receiver heavy. Do I think that this is a league winner? Probably not. If I had to pick somebody to win, Dak, Derrick, and Calvin and Robert Woods is just freaky with it. But
yes, sir. You know my body, bro.
I don't love the T. Higgins pick.
Yo, what you mean? So who would you have taken over him?
I'd have to go back and see who was there. Let me go back to that round and see who went after him. So you took T. Higgins, Gaston, Kareem Hunt.
You would have taken Nyuk, right? You would have taken.
Yeah, I would have taken Nyuk. And yeah, Ayuk is probably the only guy I would have taken over him right there. There's a chance I lean Kenny Galladay, but I just don't trust Danny Dimes at all.
Yeah, I don't trust that offense. I don't trust Kenny Galladay to stay healthy. None of that.
So, For me, you sniped me at tight end twice with Higbee and then Jonnu. So you took both of my starters and then you put one of them on your bench. So that's all right. You do what you do. The worst team is Colton.
Wait, let me see.
Lamar, Kamara, which is deadly. Miles Gaston, who I don't think will be great. Jefferson, Judy, Kittle, Mostert.
Yeah, his team is cheeks.
The bench is just bad, bro.
So if we had to, so let's go through and kind of give grades, right? So
we'll start at me, and then we'll go. I'll tell you who we're going to.
All right. So with you, your lineup is looking like Ryan Tannehill, Gibson Edmonds, Devontae, CeeDee Lamb, Mike Evans at flex is crazy, and then who's your tight end? Evan Ingram's your starting tight end.
But you sniped me twice, bro.
Oh,
don't do that to me.
That's a little tough, my boy. I'd probably get, so you're definitely weak at tight end. I think you're strong at receiver when it comes to what Sutton could be, what Devonta Smith could be, what Darnell Mooney could be, what Elijah Moore could be. And I think you have a great floor with Devonta and CeeDee already as your wide receivers. I think you have great ups. Your running back 2 for me gets a little shaky because I think Chase Edmonds, I don't know what they're going to do in that backfield. Why did they sign James Conner? If Chase Edmonds has the same role he had last year, I don't know if he's RB2 worthy. I think Ryan Tannehill's a steal for you. And then the Evan Ingram thing is a little bit tough. I'd probably give you a B. I give it
a solid 84 out of 100. Solid 84. So now we're going to move over to Fantasy GOAT.
My boy Spencer.
So Spencer went Russell Wilson, Christian McCaffrey, CEH, AJ Brown, DJ Moore, who I don't love at wide receiver 2. I think he's more of a flex receiver in my eyes. Logan Thomas, who I actually love.
I think he could lead tight ends and targets this year, Logan Thomas.
Yeah, he could. I don't know, Kelsey, bro. Adam Thielen.
You're right.
And Waller. I mean, this is tough. Adam Thielen, I don't love at all this year. There's a flurry of receivers I think I would take before I took him. Didn't draft the kickers. That's whatever. Don't care. Patriots defense, whatever. Trey Sermon's high upside. Tyler Boyd is blah. I don't really care. Henry Ruggs, I just don't believe in at this point. He drafted a Madden team. Ruggs and McCole Hardman are out there. And Terence Marshall. He drafted a whole bunch of speed. Terence Marshall, even if he ends up being as good as advertised, is still our wide receiver 3. So I don't know if he even has a place on a roster. But to walk away with McCaffrey, Russell Wilson, and AJ Brown, I mean, you know,
I'm trying to think of. So I think he's good at running back. I think CH, if healthy, is a locked in good running back 2. Like I think he's a high end RB2, maybe low end RB1. Obviously CMC, probably the best player in fantasy, right? So I think he's good at running back. His wide receivers scare me just because AJ Brown has always scared me, even though he's produced. I don't know why. I can't explain it. It's just something about me and AJ Brown. We don't get along, but he should be a wide receiver 1. I know you don't like DJ Moore. I like DJ Moore as a wide receiver 2.
Whoa. Don't do that to me. I'm a Panthers fan. I love DJ Moore. He just got to get the touchdowns to be a legit wide receiver 2.
I think that they will come. I think the Terrence Marshall hype is a little bit over exaggerated. So I think DJ Moore is a good wide receiver 2. I think his flex gets a little tough between Adam Thielen and Trey Sermon. Trey Sermon might not have the value that we think he has until way later in the season. He could be a league winner later in the year, but that won't be until later in the year. Adam Thielen, I don't know. He had a very, very touchdown dependent season last year, I feel like. And I don't know if he can. I think some regressions coming with Adam Thielen. Russ, you already know. I think he's a top 5 QB, top 6 QB. I think he has MVP upside, though. You feel me? Logan Thomas, I like it. Tyler Boyd, I think you get a piece of that Bengals pass and attack, so that's cool. Henry Ruggs, I think the upside is there. McCole Hardman, people love him. I just don't. Mattinson, if Cook goes down, you got a high-end RB2. Terrence Marshall, the hype is there, and then the Patriots defense. I'd give Spencer a solid B+. I'd give Spencer a B+.
Yo, his team is better than mine?
I think his team is better than yours.
Oh, you crazy.
What do you mean? Bro, your tight end is Evan Ingram.
Bro,
your tight end is Evan Ingram.
You sniped me twice. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. I'm going to hit the waiver wire hard in week 1.
I bet. All right, so when you get a better tight end, then you should be ahead of him.
But my receivers is doting on his.
All right, but your RB2 is Chase Edmonds, and his is CEH.
Just because you don't trust Chase Edmonds don't mean I don't trust Chase Edmonds.
Okay, but if it's my grade, then yes, it does.
I'd hate your grade. All right, moving on. Slot 2.
That's the computer, so we're not even giving him a grade.
We're
not giving the bot a grade.
All right, I'm moving on to Kyler. Oh God,
Kyler. So he went Dalvin at 3, right? So because the computer took Nick Chubb like at 2, whatever. So Dalvin at 3. He took Pat Mahomes in the second round.
Gross.
J.K. Dobbins in the 3rd.
Gross.
Julio in the 4th.
Gross.
Deontay in the 5th. Love it. Love it.
I love Deontay.
DJ Chark in the 6th.
Gross.
Noah Fant in the 7th.
I like Noah Fant.
James Conner in the 8th.
Gross.
AJ Dillon in the 9th.
Gross.
Marquise Brown in the 10th.
Gross.
Trevor Lawrence in the 11th.
Whatever. He's gonna get sacked 100 times.
And then Rams, T.Y. Hilton, Jason Sanders. All right. So when it comes to Kyler's team, I like his running backs. You obviously have Mahomes. Like he's gonna be a top 3, if not the QB1. So he's locked in. He's got a positional advantage damn near every week when it comes to QB.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to running back, he's got a positional advantage at RB1 damn near every week. At RB2, I'm personally low on J.K. Dobbins. I know a lot of people aren't, and I'm not low on him as in like he won't be a top 18 running back. Like he will be. He has top 12 upside. I just don't know if he'll get there. I think Gus Edwards is going to take way more work than people are expecting.
He could have taken a great receiver at round 3, pick 3.
And so with his running backs being Dalvin and JK, his receiver, Julio is your wide receiver 1. I think that's tough. I think people might be drafting Julio off name value alone, but I don't know. I've got to see it from Julio in that offense. And he's produced with Calvin Ridley next to him, so he should be able to produce with AJ Brown next to him, but I got to see it to believe it. Matt Ryan likes to air that thing out. The same cannot be said about Ryan Tannehill and the Titans. They like to run the rock.
If he would have went back and he would have taken Justin Jefferson or McLaurin right there instead of JK, I would have rocked with him. And then I would lean David Montgomery and Josh Jacobs over J.K. Dobbins this year.
I would lean J.K. over Josh Jacobs. I'd probably take Montgomery over J.K. Dobbins, though. Deontay Johnson in the 5th is an absolute perfect pick. Like, literally sniped me 1 pick before. So, shout out to you, Kyler. I love that pick. He went 3 back-to-back receivers. DJ Chark, I'm iffy on just because I don't know what Trevor Lawrence has in the tank. I don't know what that passing attack is even going to look like. So his team is Pat Mahomes, Cook and Dobbins, Julio, Deontay, Chark at flex, Noah Fant at tight end. I'd probably give him. I gave you a B. I gave Spencer a B+. I'd probably give Kyler. I want to say C+. B-.
I'm a smooth 75 on him.
I'll probably give him a B-. I give him a B- because I like the Cook Mahomes stack. I like the Deontay Johnson. So,
all right, now we're going to you.
I think I got an A+. My boy. I got the best team in the draft. I do.
An A+ though.
I don't.
Let me talk to it. Let me sit here and think.
I don't think that there's a pick that I would have taken back. So I'm giving myself an A+. I think I got the best team in the draft. Deadass.
Okay, so Dak, QB1 potential. I think he finishes QB 4 to 7 probably. Derrick Henry, we all know what Derrick Henry does. I'm interested to see what that offense looks like. I think they're still run first. You can't not be when you have a guy like Derrick Henry out there. Chris Carson didn't have a lot of competition in the backfield. I love that. We both know how high we are on Ridley. Robert Woods, I love. Higbee, I'm absolutely obsessed with. I told you I don't love the T. Higgins choice, but I get it. I think he is wide receiver 1 on that team, and he produced last year. I had him. I love T. Higgins, the player. I just don't know what it looks like this year with Jamar Chase out there. Damian Harris, I'm obsessed with. He's from Kentucky, so I'm a huge Damian Harris guy. Corey Davis, I'm obsessed with. I can't believe you got that at 8-9. Chenault at 10-9 is just stupid value. Michael Gallup is whatever. Jonnu is a phenomenal backup to me. If they use him the way I think they will, you know how Cam is with his tight ends, and then Tua is just disgusting. I don't know why you did that. But if I had to give you a grade, it'd be a smooth A. I don't know if I could go A+, but
all right, I'll take the A, my boy. I'll take the A. I'll take the A for sure. I gave myself an A plus, but maybe I should be a little bit more humble. Sure, I'll give myself an A. Whatever.
Okay, now we're moving on to Colton, bro. And this is where it's. All right, Lamar, I absolutely love Lamar, but I think he's the QB 5 to 8. So
really, who would you take over Lamar?
Fantasy wise, I would take Mahomes, Josh Allen, probably Dak. All right, let me start over. Mahomes, Josh Allen. I would take Kyler over him, and I would take Rodgers over him, and I'd probably take Wilson over him.
So the only QBs I take over Lamar are Mahomes. I can't even talk. Are Mahomes, Kyler, and Josh Allen. And I might put Lamar over Josh Allen. I'm higher. I think a lot of people, Lamar had an off season in comparison to his MVP year. And so I think a lot of people are like, maybe cooling off on Lamar. But I think he's going to come back strong, to be honest.
I love Lamar, bro. I think he's phenomenal. I've told, I think, Jalal this weird feeling. I think Ravens win a Super Bowl this year.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I think Ravens win a Super Bowl this year.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Browns win a Super Bowl either. Just me
either. Me either. I love the Browns roster, top to bottom. All right, so Lamar, Alvin Kamara, who is phenomenal. Myles Gaston cannot be your RB2. Justin Jefferson, your wide receiver 1, I'm cool with. Jerry Jeudy cannot be your wide receiver 2. George Kittle is a phenomenal pick. I don't know if I like him at 2.8. Actually, yeah, I think I do. I don't know.
So my thing with Colin is, I don't think that you can go early round tight end and then go early round quarterback. I think you have to go one or the other. I think if he was going to take Kittle at 2, he should have taken a running back or a wide receiver at the 4.8 and then just taken a late quarterback.
Anybody who passed on Calvin Ridley past me, I can't support you.
Or if he was going to take Lamar at 4, he should have taken Calvin Ridley at the 2.8. Like, I don't think you can go both. And so that's where I feel like the depth at his team gets a little shaky. Because when you look at his roster, he has Lamar, you have the positional advantage over probably half the league. When you get Kittle, you have the positional advantage over everyone but probably 2 teams. And then Kamara and Gaskin, you're probably losing that running back battle most of the time.
He's losing that running back battle to me, bro.
Yeah, he's losing it to me too. You have Justin Jefferson and Jerry Jeudy. You're probably losing the receiver battle 9 times out of 10. Your flex battle, if I'm throwing out T. Higgins and you're throwing out Raheem Mostert, or
if I'm throwing out Mike Evans and you're throwing out Raheem Mostert,
like I that's where I'm not. He tried to pick it up later. Like, I like the Mike Williams pick. I like the Baker pick for backup. Gronk, I'm not too high on. Will Fuller, I think, has the upside if he can stay healthy. I would rather have Jalen Waddle.
You didn't even take into consideration my Justin Fields pick, bro.
Nah, that's a great pick, my boy. Did I give you a grade already? I gave you a B.
Nah,
I gave you a B. That's a high grade, my boy. That's the 3rd highest grade so far.
We graded 4 teams.
So what's that say about that's some? It needs to not last, bro. Colin, what did I just give Kyler? I gave him a B-. I'm gonna give Colin a C. I'm gonna give Colin a C.
I think he's worse than Kyler, so I would say Colton falls to a smooth 70, like a C-. I'm being dead serious. I think that's a last place team.
Yeah, I'd give Colton a C for sure.
Now we're moving on to Luke. That's my boy Luke. He's a Colts fan, so I'm happy he went Jonathan Taylor. I love his team. Oh my gosh, I love his team. Well, I don't love the bench.
I like his first 4 picks. After that, he loses me.
So Josh Allen, I'm obsessed with. I think he's phenomenal. Jonathan Taylor is going to be great. Strength of schedule is in his favor. It's a great offensive line to be behind. I think they play through him, unless Carson Wentz does something, rejuvenates his career. Kareem Hunt, I think it's hard to have a second guy, a guy who's the number 2, a clear number 2 as your RB2.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
I think Kareem Hunt's a high-end flex. I think he's an extremely low-end RB2. But I love DK. I love Terry McLaurin. Both guys are top 5 receiver candidates.
I think with Kareem Hunt last year, in the games that Nick Chubb was there, I think his value got ballooned because obviously Nick Chubb missed time. He was the RB1 for the Browns. In the games that Nick Chubb played, Kareem Hunt was getting a lot of the goal line work. but I think a lot of his production during those games Nick Chubb played got inflated by the fact that he just got so many touchdowns. Like he got so many touchdowns in the games that Nick Chubb was there. And so I think that regresses kind of back to the mean, and we kind of see Kareem Hunt middle out in that low end RB2 range.
Bro, I love the DK and Terry pairing, bro. I'm just obsessed with that.
I love that. I wouldn't have taken DK or Ridley, but I love that.
No, I wouldn't either. But I still love those two. I love Dallas Goedert. I really do. I think Hurts is going to use him a lot. Kenny Galladay's a bleh. Butker, he took pretty early. Football team, he took pretty early. Debo, Singletary, Phillip Lindsay, Randall Cobb. I don't understand a Randall Cobb pick anywhere.
Yeah, me either.
But
I think there were still receivers on the board I would have taken over Randall Cobb.
I think his team is better than mine though.
I think Josh Allen is QB. You have positional advantage over most of the teams. Jonathan Taylor, Kareem Hunt, your RB2 is shaky. DK Terry is sick. DK Terry might be the best receiver core in the league, like the best top two in the league. And then I like his team. I don't like his flexes. I don't like Galladay. I don't like Kareem Hunt. I don't like Debo. Dallas Goedert I don't like because Zach Ertz is still there. Devin Singletary, I'm iffy on. Phillip Lindsay, I do like. I'd probably give him a C+. I'd probably give Luke a C+. I think your team is better.
I think Kareem Hunt's the only thing holding me back. Kareem Hunt and Kenny Galladay, the only things holding me back. So I think I'd actually agree with you. I think my team is better. So he's probably a C+ for me. Actually, 80. Put him in the B range. Moving on to J, MS45. I don't know
that's Jalal. That's Jalal.
Oh God. All right. Trey Lance is this QB. I mean, if he plays, which he will inevitably get on the field, but I don't know when that'll be. So that's risky to have as your QB1. I think he's the guy that you stash. Zeke and Mixon. I mean, taking Mixon over Ridley just too disappointing to me after you take Zeke in round one. I like Allen Robinson. I really do, as long as Fields is the one throwing him the ball. Tyler Lockett is your wide receiver 2. It's scary to me. I like Miles Sanders, though. I know you don't. I do. So Zeke, Mixon, and Miles Sanders, that's probably the 3 best running back core we've seen so far in the draft. So I'd probably Chase Claypool off the bench. We like Melvin Gordon's interesting. I love Antonio Brown off the bench. Bro, Jalal actually had himself a little draft, bro. Outside of Trey Lance.
I actually think Hunter might have the best running back core with Najee, James Robinson, and Mike Davis.
We didn't get there yet, bro. You ain't give me a chance.
Actually, Zeke and Mixon is better than Najee and Robinson, and then the difference between that overtakes Sanders and Mike Davis. So yeah, you're right. Jalal's got the best running back core in the league for sure.
And I think that's an extremely valuable position to be great at with a not so deep running back class. So shout out to Jalal, who texted me and said he hates his draft, but I kind of like it.
He texted me and said he hated it too.
Yeah, I kind of like it, bro. I don't love the Trey Lance pick, but I mean, you get your starting quarterback at 11, and you just got to hope he plays, right? So.
Is his starter Trey Lance? Damn, yeah. That's tough. That could lose you weeks though. Like if we're talking fantasy, like if there's a chance Trey Lance puts up like 5 points in week 1. Like if he doesn't see the field week 1, like who's your quarterback? Like
yeah, you're just waiver wire in that week.
That's tough. That's tough for me. Like I would have rather taken a quarterback than going Melvin Gordon. Like Melvin Gordon is not doing anything for me.
Nah, me either. If I had to grade Jalal's, I actually do like his team. Dude, the Trey Lance thing, if it wasn't for Trey Lance, I would like his team more than mine. But because of Trey Lance, I don't.
If he would have taken Ryan Tannehill where he took Melvin Gordon, Jalal's team would have been very, very good.
Oh, my gosh. His team, I think he would have had one of the 2 best teams in the league at that point.
Yeah, he fucked up right there. Had he taken Ryan Tannehill where he took Melvin Gordon, he would have been good because he didn't even need Melvin Gordon. Like Melvin Gordon, like he had 3 running backs, he had 3 receivers, and then he took AB. Had he taken Ryan Tannehill, his team would have been sick.
I think he could have taken Brady or Stafford at where Claypool went.
I like Chase Claypool, so I would rather have. I wouldn't trade Claypool for Brady or Stafford. I would trade Ryan Tannehill for Melvin Gordon. Yeah, 100%.
I would trade Claypool for Brady or Stafford, but
I can't. I love the upside with him. So for Jalal, with Zeke, Mixon, Allen, so his team is Trey Lance, Zeke Mixon, Allen Robinson, Tyler Lockett, Chase Claypool in the flex, Tanyan. He's a Packers fan, so we knew that was coming. Tanyan at tight end, and then Trey Lance. That's tough. The Trey Lance ruins it for me. Otherwise, I would have given Jalal probably an A-. I'm gonna give Jalal a B+ though.
See, the Trey Lance thing ruins it for me to the point that I gotta just give him a B. He got to be like an 85.
You're right. I'm gonna move it down to a B because that can legitimately lose you weeks.
Yeah, like multiple weeks. If they don't start him till week 5, you're playing waiver wire quarterbacks.
Yeah, if this was like a real league, right? If Jalal could package like a Melvin Gordon and Trey Lance and go get a Ryan Tannehill, like who has 2 good.
I'm not trading him Ryan Tannehill for that. I'm not doing it.
Hell, if he could go to Sean's team and give him Melvin Gordon and Trey Lance for Joe Burrow, I think Jalal's team is very, very good.
Yep, me too. All right, now we're going to Alex. Alex drafted a spot ahead of me. So he goes Tom Brady, Saquon Barkley, David Montgomery, Hopkins, Chris Godwin, Kyle Pitts, Jamar Chase, Hines, Marquez Callaway, who I think at 9 is a little early. Rondell Moore.
The hype overtook him.
Yep. Xavier Jones is a great pick in the 11th round. Hunter Henry, I like. Devontae Parker's interesting, and David Moore is just a whatever. I mean, I know we got him, but I think he's our wide receiver 4 at this point. So, and then, I mean, McCaffrey's dang near our wide receiver 1, so he might be our wide receiver 5. So,
100%.
So if I'm looking at this, I don't trust Saquon a lot this year. I've actually got him if you go to my Fantasy Pros and you look at my cheat sheet, he's a do not draft for me. Even if he falls to me at 9, I won't take Saquon.
Bro, next year we should make our own fantasy rankings and like upload it to like a blog, like a website.
Oh, for sure.
Like that would be sick.
For sure. So Saquon, I mean, we could still do that. Season hadn't started yet.
Not wrong.
Yeah, I know. So like you, me, Jalal put together an average, let it go.
That would be sick.
Yeah, that would be sick. All right, we're going to do it. I'll work on it tomorrow. All right, so Brady, I love. Saquon's, I mean, bro, I get it. You take a good running back in the first round if they're good. Saquon's the most talented running back in the NFL. I think Saquon's the most talented running back since Walter Payton. I'm being dead serious. Just pure talent. Just pure talent.
That's a heavy load to put on him.
That's pure talent.
That's a loaded statement.
Nah, just pure talent. I think he's the most talented running back I've seen in my lifetime. Okay. Just pure talent. Not the best. There's a flurry of guys I take as the best running backs, but just pure talent. David Montgomery, I love. I've already went over that. Hopkins is just consistently great. Chris Godwin, I just don't know how to feel about any Bucs receiver besides Mike Evans, but Godwin was good last year, so I don't know why he wouldn't be good this year. Pitts, I've already told you, I think he's tight end 7. So, but you said it's a hot take. But and then Jamar Chase in the 6th round. I don't love Jamar Chase either. So
for me, so when I look at Alex, he's got Brady, which should be like a mid-tier QB. Barkley and David Montgomery has potential to be the better, like one of the better running back duos in the league. So I like his running backs. Hopkins should be a top 5 wide receiver. So the Godwin, I don't know what to think with Chris Godwin. I need to develop my opinion more when it comes to Chris Godwin. So I'm not that high on him. I do love me some Jamar Chase. I love me some T. Higgins more. So right now he's got Brady, Barkley, Montgomery, Hopkins, Godwin, Pitts, and Jamar Chase. And then off the bench, Nyheim Hines. I like the Marquez Callaway pick. I think it could have been later, but I respect it. I think if he is their wide receiver 1 and Jameis is hucking it to him like that, then he's got top 25 upside, and that's crazy to get in the 9th round. Rondell Moore, I know there's a lot of hype surrounding him. Xavier Jones, if Darrell Henderson goes down, which he is already struggling with an injury, Xavier Jones could be one of those league-winning type of guys. Hunter Henry, right before I took Jonnu Smith, and then Devontae Parker and David Moore. So I would probably give Alex, I think it's like a mid-tier team. I don't think it's great. I definitely don't think it's bad. What did I just give Jalal? I gave Jalal a B.
B+. 85. We gave him a B. I think Alex is a B-. I think my team is better than his, and I think Jalal's team is better than his.
I think Jalal's team is better than his too, and I give Jalal a B. I give him a B-.
Yeah. All right.
We did yours. My son Daniel up next. He went Austin Eckler at the 110, Travis Kelce at the 2-3, Amari Cooper at the 310, Darrell Henderson 4th round, Brandon Ayuk 5th, Odell Beckham 6th, Robbie Anderson 7th, Matt Stafford, Kenyon Drake, Gus Edwards, Russell Gage, Ramondre Stevenson, Brian Edwards, and Andrew Luck, which is a troll pick. So I'm looking at Daniel, Eckler, and Darrell Henderson. Depending on what Darrell, like, I think there's risk involved with both of them. I think Eckler has a pretty solid floor. Whether I don't think he's going to get the goal line work because Anthony Lynn just likes to throw in the biggest back for the to get the touchdown, and so like we saw with Josh Kelly last year. So Eckler should be top 10 though. Darrell Henderson, it is what it is. Travis Kelce locked in as the tight end 1. Amari Cooper. There's some injury history there. I think CeeDee Lamb overtakes him as the wide receiver 1 this year in Dallas. But if you look at his 16 game sample, if you extrapolate his stats over 16 games with Dak there, he was on pace for a monster season as well as CeeDee Lamb. So they both that could probably produce, and that Cowboys offense could probably produce 2 top 15 wide receivers. So I wouldn't be surprised there. Brandon Ayuk, like I said, I don't know what to think about him. I know the upside is there. I know he looks like the prototype wide receiver 1, but I don't know. Odell Beckham, I want to love Odell so bad. I just don't think the Browns run the ball enough for him to be the wide receiver that we know he is. Enough. Yeah, I don't think they throw the ball enough. My bad. They run the ball too much for him to be the guy we know he is.
Odell healthy last year averaged 6 targets a game. I'm not drafting him.
Yeah, I don't see it. Robbie Anderson, I think he has a solid floor. I don't think the upside is there. He'll have a couple of monster plays. I know he's back with Sam Darnold, who made him a fantasy star in New York, but we'll see what happens. Matt Stafford, I had him last year. I think he's a mid-tier QB. Kenyon Drake and Gus. I love the Gus Edwards pick. Russell Gage. Ramondre Stevenson, don't like it. Brian Edwards, don't like it. Andrew Luck, okay, we get it. Haha, funny. I would give so Daniel's team is Stafford, Henderson, Eckler, Cooper, Ayuk, and then Odell in the flex.
See, you got question marks at RB2 and wide receiver 2, bro. You're just hoping they boom.
Yeah, and you got question marks at flex too.
That's what I'm saying, bro. So This might be the worst team, bro. I'm not gonna hold you.
No. I don't think
they got Kelce. I don't
think it's the worst team because I think he has a positional advantage at tight end every week. I don't think his running backs are in the bottom half. They might. No, Aaron Jones and Josh Jacobs is not that great. So yeah, I'd take Eckler and Henderson over those two. Actually, yeah, I think he might have. I think he might have probably the worst running back core between him and the 2 bots.
I think Eckler's gonna be filthy, bro. So I think I might have just sold him short. I like Stafford. I love Eckler. I'm obsessed with Eckler, bro. I really am. We've talked about Cooper. Kelce's almost a lock for tight end 1, and so
I think it's a middling team. I give Daniel a C+.
I gave him a B. I can't do the C+. You get Kelce and you get Eckler for me. I gotta go.
I give Dan. What did I give Alex?
I can't remember, bro.
I can't remember either. We have to run it back. But off the dome, I give Daniel a C+. And then we're not going to do Sean because he got auto drafted because it's just basically a bot. So it just got whoever the best player available. So the last one up is Hunter. He was picking at the 111. You want to go through his team?
Yeah. So in the first round, pick 12, he went Diggs on the turn. He took Aaron Jones. Then he went Josh Jacobs, Kyler Murray at the QB spot, and 4, which is, I mean, that's whatever to me. Where is his 5 at, bro? 5 was Javonte Williams, which is a question mark. TJ Hawkinson at 6, I don't like.
No, you're going over Sean, my boy. We're going over Hunter.
I thought we weren't going over Hunter.
No, we're not going over Sean. Come on, my boy. Get your head in the game.
All right, Tyreek went number 1. He took Tyreek in the first round, Najee Harris in the second on the turn, which I love. Darren Waller in the 3rd round, love it. 4th round, you take James Robinson. I think that's a little high, but
I personally love it.
I love it if he's getting the workload he got last year. I just don't know what the offense looks like, and they don't look good in preseason at all. So let's see. Herbert.
I think Justin Herbert over Russ and Dak is a little wild.
Yeah, and I think you could have waited. I mean, like kind of like you said, you take a tight end early. I think you can wait on a quarterback a little bit because you're making up some positional advantages. Because Waller's, you get the positional advantage out of literally 11 of the team.
Exactly.
Let's see. So James Robinson, Tyreek Hill, I love, bro. Jalen Waddle cannot be your wide receiver too.
Yeah, I think that's tough. I think that is and that's yet again taking tight end and quarterback early makes this is what happens because his receiver core is now Tyreek Hill, and then after that he's got Jalen Waddle, Michael Pittman, Curtis Samuel, and Jalen Reagor. He does not have a solidified wide receiver 2 at all. There's a very good chance all those guys finish outside the top 30. And it's what do you do at that point? So where he took Darren Waller, that's cool. But when you take Justin Herbert isn't worth the 5th round pick. And so he could have.
What receivers went in the 4th round, bro, that he could have drafted? Who was his 4th round?
He took James Robinson. Even so, he took him at the 5'11". He could have taken. He could have taken Chase Claypool. I would have taken Chase Claypool. I would have taken Jamar Chase as my wide receiver 2, all over Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert probably would have been there for him in the 8th round.
8th round. I'm trying to look at where quarterbacks went. Nah, because Brady went in the 7th.
Okay, regardless, like he could have taken Ryan Tannehill. Like it's like you can't go wide receiver like top tier QB or early QB and early tight end, especially if the early QB you take is Justin Herbert.
I'd almost guarantee he would have gone Devontae. And if it was Devontae, I actually would have liked this a lot more. But I took Devontae 2 picks before him.
I don't between Devontae and Hill, that doesn't change anything for me. It's just I like his running backs. His tight end is good. His running backs, I like Najee and James Robinson are going to be at least the middle half of the league. And when it comes to running backs, Mike Davis, I like Mike Davis as your flex.
Me too.
Michael Carter, it depends on how that Jets backfield plays out. He shot for upside when he went with Waddle, Pittman, Curtis Samuel, which I feel like is what you have to do now. Like you have to search out upside at wide receiver 2 because you're stuck in this position. Yeah, and then Jalen. I don't really like Hunter's team that much, to be honest.
I mean, I love Herbert, Najee, Tyreek, and Darren Waller, and I like James Robinson. And I like Mike Davis. I actually do like his team. I just can't do the wide receiver 2 thing.
Let me rephrase. I like his team. I just think it could have been so much better.
It could.
I think he could have drafted better, and so I'd probably give Hunter, like I said with Jalal, if he could trade. If he could trade, no one's gonna trade anyone that went before him. And no one's gonna trade in. Like Justin Herbert's not bad. Like Trey Lance and Justin Herbert, there's a big difference. Like Justin Herbert's not gonna give you a 0, so it's tough. But he just needs a wide receiver 2. Like that's it. That's it. All he needs is a wide receiver 2. So yeah, I'd probably give Hunter a B. I get Hunter a B- probably.
Yeah, I'm floating around the same thing, B-.
B-. So that's all the teams that are drafted. Shout out to all the guys that came to this draft with us. I'm gonna put I'm gonna tag them all on Twitter when we put the episode. We didn't do song of the week, so now because I was trying to rush and get everybody in the draft and get it all going. So we're gonna do song of the week now. My song of the week is it's by a battle rapper actually. It is by my man Sue Surf. It's off his most recent album, just dropped like 2 days ago. It's called Until Further Notice, and the song is Better Half featuring Vory. That song is heat, and y'all about to hear it right now. And so we back. Wait, you think I should put this in the beginning, bro?
Nah, just leave it.
Let it rock, right? Yeah, make him wait. You feel me? All right, so what's your song of the week, bro?
All right, y'all know I come with some different stuff. My song of the week is by a girl, an artist named Reagan Capaci, Capaci, and the song is called Don't Recommend. T-Pain listened to it on stream not too long ago, and it's a banger. It's a banger. I'm just not gonna hold you, bro. It's a banger.
Reagan Capaci, we finna listen to what you sounding like right now. And so we are back. I have not heard it yet, but I'm sure that it is heat. Like I said, if you haven't checked out the season 1 playlist, we had a lot of bangers on there. That's a fire playlist, so go check that out.
I listen to it every day.
Me too. You can play it from start to finish. So many different moves on there. Like, go run that up for sure. I hope y'all enjoyed this mock draft episode.
Hold up, Naj.
Wait, what happened?
Before you wrap it up, you wanna tease the offseason NBA stuff we're gonna do, bro?
No, please be my guest.
So something I'm excited about, a little idea I brought to Naj. That's his co-guest host. We don't know what I am. I'm just on here from time to time. But so basically what we're going to do is a 4-man podcast, and we're going to draft a little fantasy squad, like a fantasy draft from decades. So what I say, it starts from 90 to 99, 2000 to 2009, and then we'll do 2010 to 2000 to current, right? Basically.
Yeah.
To current. So, and I think it's going to be a dope pod, bro. Something cool for y'all to listen to in the off season. Some cool conversations, some cool debates. I'm sure we'll grade some drafts over there too.
That's gonna be fire.
I can't wait, bro.
It's gonna be fire.
I can't wait. And then I've actually got a couple people that have said they would come on that notch, that we'll keep that as a surprise as well. So
it's litty. So I bet see Justice, he's bringing the heat for y'all. So look forward to that. Basically throughout the rest until we get to like the kind of deeper in the basketball offseason, we're gonna be next week. We're probably going to do some more football, some more fantasy football, and then heading into the fantasy football weeks after weeks, we're going to do like waiver pickups, like kind of week reviews, what we think, stuff like that. And so you guys can be on the lookout for that. Like I said, I appreciate everyone that came to this mock draft. Appreciate everybody that listened. Make sure you guys subscribe to the Run It Up podcast on Apple Podcasts and download on Spotify. Leave that rating and review. Share with your family and friends. Every rating is, I'm appreciative for every single one. I truly am. And follow me on Twitter at Najee _. Follow the pod on Twitter at Run It Up Pod. Follow Justice on Twitter at JReed _.
Golly, Justice
Reed _Reed. Oh,
no,
damn.
Justice Reed too.
Oh, damn. Well, there you go. Justice Reed too. It'll be in the little description. With that, hope you guys have a litty day, a litty night, a litty life. And just like we do on every episode of this podcast, make sure y'all go run it up.
Run it up.